Sub-zero temperatures on the thermometer lock in just beyond sunset tomorrow night and right on into Thursday. Winds will be picking up, so this snow that's coming down now and that came down this morning will be drifting. And then we expect 78 consecutive hours of sub-zero wind chills. Those are already about ready to get underway, and that'll go right on through the day on Thursday around here. Current temperature, these are the highest today. 5 at O'Hare, 7 Midway in the lakefront. And actually, that's not true because we had temperatures in the low 30s. We'll get that updated. But northwest winds are blowing at 14. It's snowing at O'Hare, and 18. We have wind chill above zero at the moment at 4. Enjoy this while it lasts because it's going to drop. There are the temperatures on our WeatherBug network, the colder readings, already down to 7 at Harvard. So it's something. There are the temperatures, and I think we have the wind chills right there. So we're hovering around or just below zero in some areas with lots of territory under a wind chill advisory, as this will be a broad-based Arctic outbreak coming in with that big Arctic high there. And these winds are something that they're going to blow across the area. Look at the lake snows that are going to stack up on the other side of the lake. We're talking in many areas, even more than is indicated there, over a foot of snow coming in the lake snowbelt. So if you're planning a trip around the lake in coming days, be aware of that. For us, the snow currently falling, and it's been cutting visibilities to fractions of a mile, so it's come down at a pretty good clip. Will be ending rather shortly. Then the rest of the night, partial clearing down to 3. A lot of sun tomorrow, but temperatures will be dropping from 3 down to 23 below tomorrow night, rising only to 13 below on Thursday, 25 below Thursday night, and 4 below on Thursday itself. That's pretty stark stuff. Look at this, though. There are some folks who enjoy it out in western King County. Debbie DeBruyne shows us the Duquesne Snow Trackers, Snowmobile Club members, grooming the trails. Steph, I don't think you even want to be out on a snowmobile, though, and what's coming on Wednesday, but it will warm quickly to the 40s by late in the weekend, and it could rain on Sunday. Did you notice the Rice Lake, or kind of the little... well, these snowflakes, you can see them right there on this shot from Stephanie Klein. When it gets very cold, there's some snowflakes will form these little kind of streaks, if you will. They're not the hexagonal snowflakes we're used to. And this was spotted by, well, here's another one right here. Cry Sia took Georgie and FIFA outside, and she sent this clip along to show they're winter ready. Boy, be careful of your animals in this kind of weather. Don Winters shows us her pups having some fun. Isn't it great? Look at that, Dan. Some future hockey players right here. They say skip the worry about this cold stuff. We're going out and playing hockey. And Nancy Addy, look at these ice formations. They're always dramatic in Michigan City. Never more so than now. Here's a spectacular ice buildup from the other angle out in Michigan City. And Mario Sanchez was on 421 between Watatah and Westfield this morning. Look at those conditions. It was a rough morning as the snow was falling and accumulating. We had about 4 inches at O'Hare, 5 at Midway, and 7 up by Waukegan this morning. So another 1 or 2 this evening. Okay. Chill warnings go into effect tomorrow evening, and then they continue right on through midday Thursday. That's the core of the cold spell. So while it's cold tonight and tomorrow, it's later tomorrow and tomorrow night, Wednesday and Wednesday night, that things really get going. It's a record-breaking cold spell, the coldest at least since 1966. Highs on Wednesday and Thursday will not get above 0, and maybe the coldest high temperature Wednesday that we've ever recorded around Chicago in 148 years of weather records. Right now, it's 18. We've come off a high of 34 with that snow, but it feels like 2 above right now. And look at the temperatures out in the suburbs at Harvard, Island Lake, Antioch, Crystal Lake. The warmest readings are right in here by the city, but it's been snowing across the area. And here's the radar. Look at that little area of snow, which has dropped visibilities to fractions of a mile at at times. They've come back a little bit, but we could get a quick 1 to 2 inches. Here's the snow that came down last night. Waukegan topped the list at 7.3 inches, and Gurnee was close behind at 7. But we had 5.3 at O'Hare and 4.2 at Midway last night. So, and amounts tapered off as you went south. More on this historic cold wave coming up in a few minutes, guys. We'll see you then.
Thanks.
You bet, Joe.
Snowplow
Swings in temperature from 34 today will drop to 23 below the morning after next, and to 20 tomorrow night, and continuing through Wednesday and Thursday until late in the day. And the wind chills are dropping below zero tonight, and they'll stay there right on through Thursday, giving us 78 hours below zero on wind chills. Longest string we've ever had of sub-zero days in terms of hours was 100 hours during Christmas 1983. Well, there's the cold air. But look, as we animate through the next 10 days, what's supposed to happen? We start moderating the cold, and then we get into dramatically milder air by Sunday, so much so it may rain, not snow. Wind chills, though, by morning go down to 20 plus below zero. They rise only to 20 below during the day, and there are the wind chills by Wednesday morning, under 50 below zero. That is downright dangerous. Minus 13 on Wednesday. That would be a record, all-time record low high if that verifies. And minus 4 on Thursday with 19, 37, and 44. The temps that ensue Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Will turn cooler next week, but only moderately so. And check this out. It's a beautiful shot from Starved Rock, Frozen Falls out there. It comes to us from Roland Saints. Roland gives us a look.
At Aurora, 25 miles per hour coming out of the west, 22 again for O'Hare, 17 at Midway. Current area wind gusts, boy, these are really high, folks. I mean, we're talking 37 mile per hour wind gusts already for O'Hare. Valparaiso, 36. We have wind chills, which are sitting in the minus 25 degree range there. And the temperature forecast takes us to below zero by 6:30 this evening, if you will. And we don't climb above zero until, again, Friday. The wind chill forecast is the one you got to watch here. These are dangerously low numbers for early tomorrow morning. Do not go outside unless you have to. Early tomorrow morning, we'll be seeing frostbite times at 5 to 10 minutes, and 10 minutes is being very liberal with it. Satellite radar composite shows not much in terms of snow, maybe a snow shower popping up later today, but certainly not much. Any snow that we see is going to be the very light, fluffy variety. Here's your forecast on into tonight. 22 degrees below zero is going to be the overnight low temperature. How about this? That's going to be our coldest overnight in 25 years here in Chicago. We're expecting the wind chills to be way down there. We're talking between minus 45 and minus 55 late. Wednesday's high temperature is going to climb to only 13 degrees below zero. The wind chill warning is going to be in effect. Brutally cold conditions. The drifting snow now, if we see that high temperature there, that's certainly going to be our coldest afternoon ever in Chicago history. So then as you get on into Wednesday night, minus 26 degrees. That's 1 degree off from the all-time cold temperature there. Of course, that's going to be a record there. Record-breaking cold for us there. And Thursday, the high temperature climbs to 2 degrees. The all-time coolest high temperature on that date would be 1 degree. So we're going to come very close to that also. Here's the 7-day forecast. Friday, we're up to 23 degrees. Saturday, 38. Finally drying out. We'll be worried about the snow melt and the ice dams and things like that, but we'll take that. Then into Sunday, we're up to 42, 43 on Monday, and Tuesday we climb to 30, 40. The good news is it's short-lived, but this is worse than the polar vortex. Our coldest afternoon temperature there was minus 2. We're talking 13 below tomorrow.
Okay. Well, as we prepare for that,
a combination jog and sprint with one goal in mind: warmth. For those of us who must be out, and for some who simply want to be out in skin-freezing cold, disobeying the rules of survival can have serious consequences. When people refer to this as killer cold, they are not exaggerating. Hospitals gear up to treat overexposure that usually takes two forms, either hypothermia or frostbite.
Man, he was really chill to be out there. I mean, he's relaxed to be out there with the temperature that low. That was former WGN reporter Larry Roderick and providing that coverage there. But bitter, cold temperatures, and yeah, you'll see a lot of the coverage will be a lot like that.
How did people survive before those Canada Goose jackets everywhere?
Well, they didn't even have the hood up, no hat. Cool custom.
What I've noticed is that Larry Roderick worked a lot because we see him in a lot of those 1985 videos.
There's a ground blizzard condition going on in open areas around Chicago. Visibilities with 35 to 45 mile per hour wind gusts are dropping to near zero in some cases as the snow goes airborne. 16 states at least are under wind chill advisories tonight. It's 10 at O'Hare, that was the high, and we've had a spread of 3 to 14 across the area. But look at the temperatures, 22 below tonight, 12 below Wednesday, 26 below record low tomorrow night. Every one of these is a record breaker. Tonight's low could take out 2 records, both for today's date and also for tomorrow morning. The record minus 12 is will take out the record for the lowest high for the date. And 26 below is within a degree of the all-time record low in Chicago. It's 1 now at O'Hare. West winds are blowing, and they're gusting over 30 in parts of the area. It feels like 17 below at the airport. Look at the wind gusts. You'll see why we have a ground blizzard going, and these are current temperatures out at Harvard, Sycamore, Island Lake, and West Chicago. These are the temperatures in map form. 0 at Bartlett, 1 below Aurora and DeKalb, and this is just the beginning there of the wind chills. We'll have wind chills of 45 to 55 below tomorrow and 30 to 40 below in the afternoon.
Jeez.
So, this doesn't happen very often. No. Did you notice the strange cast to the sky? Arctic air masses of this intensity have their own look. And you're going to start hearing buildings creaking later tonight and trees and all because of the cold. Yeah, it's a very eerie type environment as well as being dangerous. We'll talk much more about this. There's a 69-degree temperature bounce back between the morning low Wednesday morning or Thursday morning and Sunday when we'll be in the 40s and it'll rain. We'll talk more about that coming up.
Thank you, Tom. I wonder what this is doing to the infrastructure, too. That's another thing, yeah.
There are suspended ice crystals in air that is this cold. That creates halos around the sun. Sundogs already showing up today. We'll show you some photos of that. And 48 consecutive hours in which the temperature will not go above zero. In fact, will not go above zero until Thursday afternoon in the Chicago area. And here's what's amazing. By Sunday, in an equally jarring change, temperature is going to surge into the 40s. It'll be 69 degrees warmer and raining in the area. Now tonight, the most immediate problem is not only the falling temps and winds, but ground blizzard conditions in open areas. Gusts are up to 35 to 45 miles per hour. They'll stay that way in open areas tonight and even into part of tomorrow. So there are serious visibility reductions in those open areas.
That temperature's warm out there.
Here are the visibility reports from observing stations, but buried between them and in open stretches of road are places where we have visibilities down reported at a quarter mile and even locally near zero. So you can come on those quickly and should be careful as you're traveling around. A record-breaking 13 below for the high tomorrow, 45 degrees below normal, 2 on Thursday, and look at the rebound. 23 Friday, 39 Saturday, and 42 Sunday. We go from 45 degrees below normal tomorrow to 10 degrees above normal by Sunday.
And they say there's no global warming.
Wind field, and it's delivering a mammoth cold air mass that has dropped temperatures. As you can see, these are the temperature changes. Here are the wind gusts in the Chicago area, only adding to the danger of the chill. Now, these are current air temperatures on the thermometer. But factor in the winds, and note it's 18 below on the thermometer now. Minneapolis, 20 at Duluth. The jet stream is roaring in from this direction, so it's bodily transporting that cold air into our region. Factor in the wind chills. Dubuque's down to 32 below. Mason City, 41 below. There's Minneapolis at 45 below. It's 52 below at Alexandria, and only going to get worse. See how the cold air is coming into the center of the country, and look how it's around its periphery. The temperatures are not at all barbaric. In fact, it's 71 in Phoenix and an unusual 54 in Seattle. I had a call from a friend of mine, Mike Picaro, who does the afternoon drive radio show on KENI TV radio in Anchorage. Said, Tom, come on up to Anchorage. It's 31 degrees right now.
Yeah,
Here we
it's
are
about as
at
warmer in Alaska than it is here.
Jet stream, it's the Siberian Express pattern, or what we called that years ago. Now we talk about polar vortex and all, but it is a Siberian Express pattern because the jet comes across the North Pole, dives into the United States.
Siberia can keep their weather.
This is how we stay cold through tomorrow.
So can Canada.
And there's the forecast late tomorrow. But by the time we get to the weekend, we change jet streams, go to the warm one, and start pumping the air full of Gulf and Pacific warmth. So there's going to be a really dramatic turnaround in this after 2 to 3 barbaric days. Isobars are packed between this low to the north. And look at the predicted winds here, gusting to 30 to 40. That's tonight. And even tomorrow morning, note some 52-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Late tomorrow, it's still windy. And the wind chill advisories cover at least 16 states. These are wind chill warnings, actually.
I am so not looking forward to this.
Much more to say about all this. We'll keep you posted in intervals throughout the newscast. But for tonight, that wind chill warning is out and in effect. Light snow this morning, this evening, and then scattered clouds later tonight. Windy, brutally cold, record-breaking low temperature, and wind chills down to 45 to 55 below by morning. Winds west at 15 to 35 overnight. During the day tomorrow, wind chill warning continues. Partly cloudy, windy, brutally cold. In open areas, the drifting snow will continue. Wind chills in the afternoon will improve only to 30 to 40 miles per hour, rendering the term improve almost a misnomer. 13 below is the forecast high, and if that verifies, it will be above that at midnight. So we may miss the all-time record low high for tomorrow, but it's going to be close. And it will break the record low high for the day tomorrow. Tomorrow night, scattered clouds, dangerous all-time record-breaking cold, minus 26. And during the day on Thursday, increasing clouds.
Ooh, we're up to a whopping 2.
Incoming milder air overruns the air mass. Those clouds will start snowing on us late in the day, and we could get several inches of snow Thursday night. Friday, the snow lingers into morning, then ends. Then a cloudy and breezy Saturday with warming as we transition to Pacific air. And then it's over.
And let's see, as of right now, here it's
by the way, Thursday will
6 above.
23 degrees below normal.
You see the outdoor and the indoor, and it is 6 degrees above 0.
Yeah, whether we break a record or not, it's going to be brutal. So, yeah.
And by the way, Joe, I'm looking forward
to probably going to be dropping.
Victor Gensini.
Right.
Because the last time I looked at this thing, it was 12. So we've dropped about 6 degrees.
Cold air, and I'm dying to hear what he has to say.
540, I believe. Coming up right here.
Very cool.
Food and drink and cots, and for a variety of reasons, though, so people are hard-pressed.
It is absolutely crazy that it's that cold out there right now, and that's not including with the wind chill.
Because of the cold air, buildings creak, trees creak. You'll notice that, and there'll be kind of a haze in the air because air that's as brutal and cold as this features little ice crystals that float there and do all kinds of things to the sun. They make halos. There are light pillars. Those are shafts of light, vertical ones that emanate from light sources. Only 15 of 54,020 temperature observations on the books in the Chicago weather record since 1870 have been 20 degrees or colder, and we've got 2 of them coming up. Last time we put back-to-back 20-degree below zero temperatures together was 3.5 decades ago, and there have only been 3 instances up till now of that happening. 82, 85, and 80, what was that? I think 83. 82, 83, 85, thanks. I'm being prompted off camera, thank goodness. 76 consecutive hours that we will have had sub-zero wind chills. We're in that now. Runs until Thursday night. The wind chill will not go above 0 all that time. Now, by Sunday, in stark contrast, the high is predicted to be 42. So we'll go from 26 below tomorrow night and Thursday morning to 42 on Sunday when it may rain. That's a 69-degree increase. Pretty amazing. Here are the predicted temperatures, the low tonight, the high tomorrow, the low tomorrow night, and these are all the records that are going to perish. The record for tomorrow morning is 15 below, so 22 below blows that out of the record books, but that's a record that stood for 53 years, for over half a century. Ground blizzard conditions, too. these creep up on you. If you're driving out in the country, it won't be so much close into the city or close in suburbs. But you get out there in the country, you don't realize you're coming into an area of serious visibility reduction. And, there's no way the chemicals don't work at these temperatures worth a darn. And the snow plows can't keep up with clearing some of these country roads. So it's going to get a little rough out there on top of the bitter chill. And you wouldn't want to run off the road in this kind of weather. 13 below Wednesday, 2 above Thursday. Look at the recovery. It snows Thursday night and Friday morning. That's one puff of warm air riding up and over the exiting cold air. Then 39 on Saturday and 42 on Sunday. That's quite a recovery. Here are the thermometer readings by morning. Here they are in the afternoon tomorrow. That's tomorrow night, and these are conservative. We think we'll go below 20 below again, and then rise above freezing late in the day on Thursday. Not until then. But the wind chills by morning are down anywhere from 46 or 45 below zero to as much as 53 below. And this is new data, by the way, the new computer runs, and the highs tomorrow afternoon, 36 to 41 below in the area. So this is brutal stuff, and you don't want to be out there. No exposed skin to this sort of wind temperature combo will survive without frostbite in a matter of minutes. Tonight, the wind chill advisory, 22 below, scattered clouds, windy, blowing and drifting, open areas, mainly in the country, 45 to 55 below by morning. West winds 15 and gusting to 35 at times. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, windy, brutally cold, drifting snow, 13 below for a high. West-southwest winds 12 to 28, gusting over 30 at times, especially in the morning and early afternoon. Then scattered clouds. Dangerous all-time record-breaking low of 26 below. Coldest we've ever had is 27 below, so we're in the neighborhood. And then increasing cloudiness, snow late Thursday, 2 above, with temperatures up to 23 then by Friday. Period of snow Thursday night. Friday could lay down a couple of inches. Saturday, some sprinkles late in the day from a sun-cloud mix with which we start, but up to 38. And a strong southerly wind later Saturday night and Sunday pumps us up to 42 Sunday and 43 on Monday. And maybe a snow then, Tuesday night, Wednesday next week. Maybe one of a couple.
Can't leave the snow out.
More moderate brand of cold next week.
Thanks for the warm-up on the weekend, Tom.
Yeah.
That was nice of you.
Well, I thought we tried to do something here. Like we have anything to do with it,
Tom, thanks.
All right.
Coming up, Lowry Marketing found
Let's go.
I know, that's how I was looking. None of them are moving. It was looking.
4:11 in the morning, and it is minus 12 degrees outside.
That's that rainy end.
So it's 12 below zero. And you can only imagine what the wind chill is. The wind chill's probably about 20, 30 below. It is just that cold out there. Holy crap. That's all I'm gonna say.
Below, that'll blow out of the books the old record of 12 below. 3 above tomorrow. We go above zero in the afternoon. 5 below and rising tomorrow night in the Chicago area. 22 states under wind chill advisory. These are current temperatures. We're at 15 below. It's 21 below up in Alexandria, Minnesota. But look at the wind chills, and they're going to go down again tonight. So we're not out of this yet. Minus 15. When at 5 o'clock at night have we had a temperature of minus 15. The west wind generates a 35 below wind chill. And these are weather bug temperatures at Harvard, Island Lake, Schaumburg, Glen Ellen. There are some other current temperatures across the metro area. I plotted them on a map. Here are the wind chill temperatures, or the change from yesterday. We're down double digits. And with these winds, we have wind chills now that are as much as 40 below zero in parts of the area. Now, this is what's interesting. We'll break above zero, start getting out of this, albeit slowly, tomorrow afternoon between 2 and 4. And then wind chills go to zero or above at midnight tomorrow night. But look what's ahead here. By Friday, after several inches of snow tomorrow night, which ought to be a picnic, we'll go from 23 to rain showers and 39 Saturday, 46 Sunday, and 52 on Monday.
Yes,
your 80
weird.
degree temperature increase from tomorrow's 27 below in the morning to the afternoon temperature there. And of course, there are all kinds of effects on this weather across the area. There are acoustic effects. Sound waves travel differently. You've probably heard the creaking and popping of your homes and outdoor objects.
I've heard that.
In the Edgewater neighborhood, I shot this morning. You know, I've been through cold waves around here. I've been in the city about 40 years and able to look out on the lake, and I have never seen this kind of steam performance. You know, it's called colloquially sea smoke. And what it is the cold air hitting the lake surface. What those are little droplets of super cold water. And with time, they rise through the atmosphere, crystallize, and they form the basis for the lake snow that's coming down on the other side of the lake. Don't have to worry about this time. But guys, this is amazing to consider the fact that with 148 years of weather records, this is the second coldest day on the books around here. Pretty amazing stuff. And 52 on Monday.
That's as weird as it could be like 80 degrees warmer.
Thunderstorms with that rain at that time. There's more cold air next week. Not as cold. We'll get into that later on. But that's it from the weather office, guys. Back to you.
Well, that's it for now.
So, guys, as of 5:45 p.m., it is -9 outside right now. That's not including what the wind chill is. And yeah, a lot of places are closed, which I can understand because it's really cold. And it's probably going to drop some more, so. But yeah, it's been quite crazy. I will tell you that right now. Yeah, so the last time it was this cold was January 20th of 1985 was the last time it's really this cold. And it's crazy. I haven't been outside. I refuse to go outside in this cold weather because it's so dangerous and you can get frostbite in like 5 minutes or so. So yeah, and if you ain't prepared, oh, watch out. Yeah, it's, wow. I mean, this is an event. And I mean, the fact that the temperature is going to have an 80-degree swing is something that just blows my mind. And it's just absolutely crazy. So yeah, this is kind of historical in some ways, I guess. So yeah, I mean, it's, I don't know, it's cold. It's cold, it's cold, it's cold.
A record that has stood for over half a century. 15 below at this hour, west-southwest winds at 10. We have a -35 wind chill going right now. And here are weather bug temperatures. Crystal Lake displays Fox Lake and Roselle there.
Crap.
Here are some other low temperatures around the area this morning. 28 below at Sycamore. West Chicago, 28 below. Plainfield and Streeter evident there. Here's some more. Lamont, Elbert, Tinley Park, and Lyle. And here are the wind gusts. Boy, what a picnic it's been. This thing came in on kind of a blast furnace type winds. As we mentioned, 16 of 54,000 possible observations. Only 16 of them since 1870 in the last 148 years have been this cold. And here's what we expect tomorrow. We'll start with sun. It'll cloud over and maybe snowing by this time or shortly after tomorrow. The snow tomorrow night could accumulate 1 to 3 inches. Now, that's not a huge snow. But at these low temperatures, it'll start in single digits. Road chemicals just won't work the way they normally do. Here's the weather system way out there in British Columbia. Coming off the Pacific, it's going to dive southeastward and come into our area. Watch its evolution. There's the radar right there showing snow coming into North Dakota. Forecast is for the layout right there of snow up in the Dakotas. Then a rapid cloud over, and it could be snowing by 8:30 tomorrow evening, a little sooner, and snow during the night. Again, not a huge thing, but here are the accumulations. Sorry, haven't adjusted that yet. All right, I'll try the next time.
It froze up.
Yes, thank you, Mike.
Yeah.
And 1 to 3 inches of snow. This is phenomenal. When have you gone from 27 below tomorrow morning to 52 with even an outside chance of a thunderstorm on Monday? Wow. That is extraordinary. And then we cool down Tuesday, Wednesday. There's a moderately cold outbreak of air next week later on. But we're talking 20s by...
This is why I miss summer.
Single digits outlying area. Oh, no. Look at this. People have a wonderful sense of humor, and that brings it, these barbaric weather events bring them out. Julie Hannon sent us this shot right there. And Jennifer Roberts' husband holds a mega icicle. Look at the size of that thing. And here's another one. I think we've got a shot here of the cold air, the way it looks, you know, extending in from the North Pole and Siberia. But here's the global picture right here. See the blue area? That's our cold air.
Okay.
Look at the orange areas around the rest of the planet, except in eastern Siberia.
Hot.
So, yeah, I mean, much of the planet is above normal. This is anomalous when you look at it on a global scale. So when people say, where's the global warming, tell them just about everywhere else. And there you see one of the effects. Becky Dalseth shows us sundogs this morning out in New Lenox, and Teresa Sholabo. They're throwing hot water.
Another one of those.
Throwing it in the
I
air.
didn't see that.
But it's really cool to watch it as a photo right here, isn't that?
Very nice.
So that's very cool. Yeah.
Might have to try that. Maybe.
I've got to learn
We're
that.
living through history. I mean,
it is. It's a story.
Yeah, I mean, we'll be able to tell future generations about this, that we lived through the cold wave of 2019.
Gonna look through all of your information.
Right.
Thanks, Tom.
See you guys. All right.
Next on the WGN Evening News, the shed may be closed, but the animals are still enjoying.
See, I haven't heard any of those reported here yet, but they have been occurring elsewhere as you freeze the top layer. And we're kind of covered with snow, and that insulates a little bit. Minus 10 was the high, and that was at midnight. Had we gotten down to minus 11, we would have tied the all-time record high. The fact is the daytime temperatures have been below the all-time record high level. Sycamore went down to 17, or was up to 17 below. But here's what we expect to happen. 27 below tonight. If that verifies, that ties the all-time record, and it will, one way or another, break the record for the day. 3 above late tomorrow, minus 5 and rising to 10 above tomorrow night. The records that are in jeopardy are the all-time low record temperature, the minus 12 set in 85 for tomorrow morning's date, and the record low high of +1 for tomorrow's date set back in 1971. And this is interesting. This is the coldest day when you average the high and low temperature of any day in the past 148 years, except for Christmas Eve Day, December 24th, 1983. So that's pretty amazing, and I think Bill Snyder and Steve Kahn of our staff, they combed through the records and Frank Wachowski's reports and came up with that. Minus 15 right now. West-southwest winds produce a 35 below wind chill. It's 20 below at the moment on the thermometer at Harvard. So you see that we're within striking distance already of that 27 below, 19 below at Inland Lake, Island Lake. Schaumburg, Glen Ellen showing up there, and wind chills as low as 40 below zero already. Here's a map of the current temperatures. It's amazing. It's even below zero at Michigan City and Benton Harbor and Valparaiso. No lake warming there. We're down by double digits from yesterday, and the wind chills at the moment are driven by this wind, which has come down from where it was this morning. But, hey, no bargain when you're running anywhere from 18 to 39 degrees below zero across the area. These are temperatures across the Midwest thermometer readings. Here's the core of the cold air. It's going to drift right over us late tonight. Here are the wind chills at the moment, and they'll be dropping with nocturnal or nighttime cooling coming into the area. The 22 states under wind chill advisories and warnings at this point, and the forecast is for perhaps an all-time record low. You're hesitant to predict that because it's such a rare event, but the blend of all of our model forecasts gets us down there to 27 below. 16 of 54,110 days on the books here. Only 16 of them have had a 20 below zero temperature. We'll start with a lot of sun tomorrow and a little cloudiness. Starts increasing noon, and we're cloudy and could be snowing by this time, maybe 1 to 3 inches tomorrow night in a temperature regime that isn't going to do a lot to allow the chemicals to go to work. Tomorrow afternoon, we break above zero. We think between 2 and 4 o'clock for the first time since roughly this time last night. And the wind chills go above zero at midnight tomorrow night, the way it looks across the area. Then we stair-step up to 40s on Sunday and 52 on Monday, and what is nearly an 80-degree increase over the next 4 days. And one of the most dramatic temperature turnarounds I've ever seen in this area as we tug this little lobe of bitterly cold air out of the area and get into warmer oceanic and then Gulf air coming into the area. So wind chill warning through midday tomorrow. Scattered clouds tonight, stinging and dangerous west winds. Wind chills 35 to 45 below, and that 27 below would potentially tie an all-time record. We get below that at O'Hare, that would break the record. 3 above tomorrow, but not till late in the day. Brutal chill continues. Temperatures break above zero in the afternoon, and snow possible after increasing clouds late in the day. Snow likely several inches tomorrow night. -5 and rising to 10 above by Friday morning and up to 23 on Friday. The snow tomorrow night's the product of that warmer air coming in and running up over the retreating cold air. We go to 39 Saturday, could see some rain showers. However, the ground is cold, so despite the above freezing air temps, there may still be some icing issues with those little showers, and maybe a shower on Sunday, but it's going to get windy from the south, and we're going to plug into Gulf air. So whereas we're blowing air in from the North Pole and Siberia and northern Canada now, early next week we'll be blowing
I blame
out from
Canada.
Louisiana and Texas.
Weird.
And Gulf of Mexico.
This temperature rise almost sounds historic, too.
You know, we're going to have to check on that.
Yeah.
This has got to be one of the all-time big 4-day temperature increase.
At 83 degrees?
Yeah, it was like 79.
79.
Nearly 80. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, Tom.
Thanks, Tom.
See you guys. All right.
A major highway in southeastern Pennsylvania.
Cold temperature this morning dropped to 23 degrees below zero. Coldest morning in 34 years here in Chicago. Now, here's how we got there. At midnight early today, we were at 10 degrees below zero. That's actually our high temperature for the day. As we got into early this morning, 7 a.m., we dropped down to that 23 below. We actually dropped down to 24 below for a few moments, but not long enough for it to be notched in the record books there. But then the high temperature this afternoon climbed into the upper, right around -14, and right now we're coming at -15 as we have this number, which is really cold out there, and we're expecting to see colder conditions come our way later tonight. Take a look here. 19 below for Aurora, 19 below also into Woodstock, and Waukegan at 15 below degrees. Elsewhere, we find winds coming in out of the west, and they are still significant, diminishing some, but there's still enough to bring the wind chills down to, what, -39 for DeKalb, -40 into Rochelle, and about 35 below as you look towards O'Hare. Frostbite possible within certainly 10 minutes in many areas outside of Chicago, 30 minutes as you get closer to the lake. So we're still talking about dangerous wind chills at this time. Here's your satellite radar composite. What it shows is snow out to our southwest. Tom did discuss the possibility for snow, accumulating snow to come our way on into tomorrow. Should ride in during the afternoon. Not a very heavy hit, but you know, with these temperatures like this, anything that we see is going to stick. And right now our computer models are showing between 1 and 3 inches of snow coming our way through tomorrow, with the heaviest
more
snow
south.
That way, there you can see down towards Kankakee as much as 3.1.
34, but -34 below with the wind chill.
Last night, the coldest temperature ever here in Chicago, January 20th, 1985. That was 27 below. Tonight we're forecasting 27 below. So we're going to tie that record. So as Tom mentioned, we are living through history. It's a very cold history, but we're living through it right now. We do warm up in the weekend. He's going to have details on that.
And we'll have stories to tell, though.
Yes,
generations to come.
Bragging rights.
Yes, thanks.
Thanks, Demetrius. Well, take a look at this time-lapse video. It gives you a different perspective of just how cold it got. It starts after 5 p.m. yesterday with the temperature at 0, and then the temperature dips all the way to -21 degrees just before 5 o'clock this morning.
As the Arctic temperatures maintain their grip on our area, heating companies fielding lots of calls about failing furnaces.
WGN's Marcella Raymond went along on one of those calls, and she reports from Park Ridge tonight.
What I found out today is that if you have an old furnace, even calling the professionals may not help. When Michael, Stephanie, and Krista Athens got up this morning, the temperature in the house was in the 40s. Even though the thermostat is set at 77, hours later, the temperature has only gone up about 20 degrees.
So I said I'd better do something.
The wife is going to get really mad at you.
Exactly.
I'm Craig. How you doing?
It's crazy.
Michael Athens called in a professional to check out the 18-year-old furnace.
It's doing its best with what it can to keep up with the temperature outside.
Craig pulled out the filter, checked the thermostat, tested the electrical parts, looked at the coils, and is this unfixable?
The current state, right.
On days like today, older furnaces just can't keep up.
The temperature loss with the poor insulation and just typical old home drafts, and I think it's just doing what it can. It's just working really hard.
You also need to make sure you don't turn the heat down drastically at night and then up in the morning. That makes your furnace work extra hard or not work at all. Keep it at one temperature or just a few degrees different.
We're watching old reruns.
So the Athens family's trying to make the best of it, catching up on Netflix in front of the fireplace, layering up and not complaining at all.
I wonder if there's going to be another baby boom.
Struggling and, God forbid, really in danger.
Baby boom of 2019. I can see that happening.
That is very true. So it is chicken soup, movies, and a fireplace for the Athens family, who may be in the 50s until the weekend. Reporting from Park Ridge, Marcelo Raymond, WGN News.
This bitter cold can be especially difficult for Chicago's homeless population, and there are several different options for the homeless to stay warm during the day. Nearly 300 police stations, libraries, and park districts are open. The city is also offering 5 warming buses and 500 additional shelter beds.
Yeah, the Common Pantry in North Center offered people a place to warm up and get a free meal. Pantry opened early today, providing breakfast as well as lunch.
Did have a couple regulars that showed up right at 9 o'clock, and I asked them how they were feeling, and they said, we just were so heartened to know that you guys were opening up early for us today, because we really did need to get out of the elements.
Now, the pantry's open again tomorrow at 9 a.m. until 4 o'clock. People can come to stay warm, have some coffee, and get access to the pantry service. However, they will not be serving
coffee and hot chocolate for this weather.
We have a lot of issues with power outages. We're going to share a little bit more on that right now. In the community of Sterling, southwest of Rockford, police officers actually went door to door in the middle of the night after the town lost power.
Damn.
And officers began going door to door, alerting the residents of the outage and offering them some options as far as where to go for warming centers or if they needed a ride. They did provide a couple of rides, but for the most part, people just sort of hunkered down and wanted to stay in their homes and try to ride it out.
ComEd says just under 200 customers were affected in that town. Stay with WGN for the latest on these dangerously cold conditions. We'll have another update.
Also ahead.
They've been off. They were off yesterday and they're off today. So we've just pretty much been stuck inside the house. You want people to go out and do things and you can't.
With schools and daycares closed, parents are finding ways to fight that cabin fever. You got to feel for them, right?
I do. I feel for my wife. Judging by the text, it's a rough go.
Good afternoon to you. I'm Lourdes Stewart.
And I'm Ben Bradley. Thanks for joining us. Temperatures are starting to slowly climb again. Demetrius Ivory is tracking the warm-up, I guess we would call it.
Air quotes. Yeah.
Well, very soon, shortly actually, we're going to finally get to 0 degrees, all right? A chance to celebrate. One indication that we're starting to warm up a little bit, all that fog that you had seen, all that steam coming in off the lake has now basically stopped here as temperatures are starting to warm up just a bit here. But yeah, there's cloud cover which is moving into our area, and we're expecting snow to come our way before this afternoon and evening are done. All right, let's take a look here at our winter weather advisory. It's been issued by the National Weather Service, goes into effect shortly at 5 p.m., going to expire at 3 a.m., so it's not for Cook County or DuPage County, but as you know, it's Will, Kankakee, Kendall, Grundy, LaSalle, DeKalb, and Kane counties, you will be under that. We're expecting about 1 to 3 inches of snow to come our way. I think our biggest issue, at least in the city, is going to be some of it could start to fall at the tail end of our rush hour commute. This morning, we dropped to minus 21 degrees at O'Hare Field. That was a record. Previous record was 12 below, so we smashed that thing. As you look at current temperatures, we're at minus 6 for O'Hare, 1 degree Chicago, 1 below in Chicago, and 3 below right now for Midway. I suspect that O'Hare will see temperatures climb above 0 closer to 7 p.m. or so. We could dip below 0 at least for a moment or two on into tonight, but for the most part, we'll see temperatures gradually either steady or rising into tonight or tomorrow. Current wind chills are below the advisory levels, but still uncomfortable there, down to minus 19 at this time in Rochelle.
It's still cold out there.
You can see the snow. It's coming in from the west. This little disturbance is kind of a tight thing, and it's not really going to bring us that much in terms of snow. Coming up, I'll tell you how much to expect when it gets out of here. We're going to talk about the warm-up that'll take us into the 50s by next week. So big wardrobe change coming our way.
That's for sure. All right, thank you so much, Demetrius. And
Here, nearly 1,500 flights have been canceled today. More than 250 flights were scrubbed at Midway. Airlines are also canceling flights for tomorrow because of the snow coming in, even though temperatures are beginning to warm up. And even the inside of O'Hare Airport is not immune to this weather. A sprinkler pipe burst this morning in the lower level of Terminal 3, right near baggage claim. An airport spokesperson tells us the situation has been contained and that burst pipe did not impact passenger operations. Meanwhile, city leaders continue to warn people to avoid unnecessary time outside.
WGN's Julian Cruz is live in Humboldt Park with more on their message and how the Salvation Army is helping people stay warm. Hi, Julian.
Hey, Lourdes, the Salvation Army, one of countless organizations and individuals across the city of Chicago working under difficult circumstances to try and protect the most vulnerable. But Mayor Rahm Emanuel says that we're not out of trouble just yet.
We just followed a period of, I think, 13 consecutive days of some snowfall.
No rest for the weary. The Department of Streets and Sanitation faced with more snow during the evening rush. A fresh layer of snow over slippery ice creating new hazards.
I just want to warn motorists and pedestrians to be aware that it's a dangerous condition.
Since Monday night, we have received calls regarding 11 frozen hydrants, 524 complaints of no water, 52 frozen services, and 22 broken water mains.
One by one, city commissioners talk about the challenges convened by Mayor Rahm Emanuel at this Humboldt Park press conference. The mayor thanking city workers and private agencies for reaching out to the homeless, in many cases bringing them to emergency shelters like this one operated by the Salvation Army.
We are showing the best of Chicago and the best of Chicagoans, taking care of each other, looking out for each other.
During these temperature drops, it's very important that we try and use every relationship we have to get them off the street so that they're not in danger.
Now, coming up in the 5 o'clock hour, a homeless woman thanks the Salvation Army and city workers for saving her life. In Humboldt Park, Julian Cruz, WGN News.
And Julian, I got to commend you that you're staying inside the live truck for that live shot instead of out in the cold. So Good job. Well, a lot of workers, he was saying something, but a lot of workers are forced to be out in the elements this week, like utility workers. Check out the picture that was tweeted by ComEd today. He's just one of the 500-plus ComEd and contractor crews who have worked around the clock out there. They're restoring power to more than 52,000 customers in the Chicago area. They're going to continue to stay on the clock and keep the electricity flowing until we warm up.
Take a look at this scene in Jefferson Park where some residents finally have their water service back. It went down after a large water main burst last night at Nagel and Catalpa. The rush of water actually flooded into an 88-year-old woman's home. She called 911. She says she's okay, but devastated about the damage to her house. As you can see, the water froze around several parked cars, forcing people to use their shovels like pickaxes to chip all that ice away.
My car is frozen. I had to clean it, and I'm not sure I'm going to be able to get out.
Really grateful for that they've been out there in this terrible, terrible weather, and they dropped off like 3 cases of water, so that was really awesome too.
And there you see Mayor Emanuel out and about checking on those residents up in Jefferson Park, and he also provided some coffee to the water department workers. And take a look at this smoky scene in Hammond, Indiana. A raging fire tore through a home yesterday. Firefighters fought the flames and the frigid conditions. Only later did they discover a woman's body in the basement of the home. We don't have any word yet on her identity, her age, or the cause of her death. And we are in for a wild swing in temperatures.
Yeah, so I'm happy that this cold weather is actually coming to an end. It's been crazy these past couple of days. Yeah, it hasn't been this cold since 1985, and jeez. It's just weird, you know, and I try to attempt to go outside like once, and it's just, no. I mean, even starting like Monday, when I went out Monday and filmed the walking in the snow video, it was really, really extremely cold, and you could tell that it was temperatures were dropping even more, and yeah, it was completely crazy. But yeah, this is kind of a historical thing, and it's, I don't know, it's just absolutely cold. I mean, being as cold as Siberia, like, wow. I mean, and then you get Donald Trump tweeting what he tweeted, and it's, dude, you know, you just don't get the point. Just because when people think of global warming, they automatically think high warm temperatures. No, there's places that are getting colder that shouldn't be getting that cold and stuff like that. And you look at it, and Australia right now is having a record year with highs. So, like, you know, I don't know. It's just, we've really, it's just been, you know, I don't know what to say about this, honestly. Other than the fact that it's been utterly cold. And like I said, I can't wait for summer. I'm a summer baby. So, that's all I'm going to say about that. I hope you guys are enjoying this video. I know it's kind of a very extremely long one. I wanted to do this video because just because this is historical for us. It hasn't been this cold in so long. It's been cold. It's been miserable. I've been trapped inside. You know, you want to talk about cabin fever? I've been trapped inside. It's been way too dangerous and too cold. I had a doctor's appointment I was supposed to go to Wednesday. I had to cancel that due to the cold weather. They actually called me up and asked me if I wanted to, you know, to change days because of the cold weather, and I told them absolutely yes, because I wasn't walking in that at all, and because of how dangerous it would be. Just even if you bungo up and stuff like that, it's still just dangerous. So that's why, like, yeah, I hope everybody stayed warm who was in this cold weather, because it's kind of sad, and I hope everybody was safe, and, you know, I don't take Mother Nature for granted, ever. Not ever. And so, I don't know.
Swirls are in it. Well, warming is getting underway. The 5-day temperature increase between this morning's 21 below and the 52 on Monday will be 73 degrees. We checked last night. The greatest 5-day temperature increase in Chicago was 72. So we may be on the verge of setting a record. And we're going to break the clouds up tomorrow, get some sun in here. But there's snow coming through, about 6 to 8 hours of it, with 1 to 3 inches on the way tonight. Now, we'll get some sun during the day tomorrow, but late tomorrow night, there's a flood of Gulf moisture coming up on the warming air, yet we'll still be below freezing. So fog will develop late tomorrow night, low cloudiness and freezing drizzle, and this could create some icing tomorrow night going into Saturday. The first hazard, though, is this snow, and you'll see the brighter white, heavier reflectivity passing south of us. So we'll get lighter snows here in the Chicago area. And there you can see the forecast on potential accumulation, and it goes from like a ½ an inch up by the Wisconsin line to 1 to 3 inches in the city, and locally a little bit more down to the south of us. And once that passes, low pressure out west of us and the Arctic high going off the east coast allows our winds to turn easterly. But look at that corridor of cloud cover coming up. It's within that later tomorrow night and Saturday that we'll have fog and drizzle. So it's going to be kind of an ugly transition to the warmer air. And here are the winds. Look how they come around to the south. They're in here by morning on Saturday, transporting that Gulf moisture in. And they'll be kind of brisk over the weekend, but pumping the temperatures up steadily. That's Sunday morning. There is Sunday evening. And look at the storm system up there in Minnesota with heavy snow north of it up in Minnesota and the Dakotas. A lot of wind out there, too. And we'll be in the warm sector with southerly winds and warming up. So it's bye-bye polar vortex for now.
Bye, polar vortex.
Warm up after that. Here are the temperatures that are forecast late in the day on Friday, or on Monday. But that's after a high temperature around midday on Monday in the low 50s. Enough perhaps even to pop an isolated thunderstorm. Till then, a nice day tomorrow, and it's going to feel warmer. 21 would normally be disappointing. But after what we've gone through the last 3 days, that's going to feel downright balmy.
Oh, yeah.
34, a cloudy, drizzly day, kind of miserable on Saturday. We'll change that icon to a total overcast, and the same on Sunday and Monday, because it's going to be cloudy with some little sprinkles or a little drizzle in the morning Sunday, and then rain and maybe some thunderstorms before the winds turn northwest on Monday. And a second storm comes in perhaps Tuesday night, Wednesday, and that could put us in a wintry mix of some snow with some colder air after that. Beautiful shot right here. This is from Mary Beth Kaczynski. She caught both the sunrise and the steam coming off the lake at Montrose Harbor this morning. Well, Amy Oliveri, who is the wife of Nick Oliveri, one of the great photographers here in Chicago, the team was out there on the lakefront taking photographs, and boy, they knew how to dress, as you can see right there. There the two of them are with face masks, and that is the way to handle cold like this morning. And here's the lakefront. Look at those piles of ice right there. They call them ice berms that pile up along the shoreline. Meantime, Tim Hustler caught the Sundogs this morning in Naperville, and Marie Caramaniolas says, already then, look at this sign.
Sliding down.
Yeah. The ice slid down, and imprinted within it are the letters. Yeah, 25 miles per hour. Isn't that cool?
That's a cool shot.
So who says there aren't some neat things to go on in this barbaric and otherwise unexemplary weather that we've just gone through?
People are finding them.
Do you want to report on the school closing
Yeah,
tomorrow?
we do have a late announcement on District 54 in Schaumburg. We regret to inform you that they'll be closing school again tomorrow on Friday. I like the way they put that. I'm sure kids are like, regret.
I know.
Another school.
They had a long weekend.
Are having trouble
I think
getting
I heard the cheers in the distance.
Right.
Remember how you excited you were when
Oh, yeah.
cold off? Of course, I think you had an extra day tagged
Well,
on at the
yeah,
end,
hope they don't. Maybe they build a few of those snow
Maybe
days
they
in,
do,
and we'll
Joe.
see. But anyway, they can't get the buses started.
Yeah,
so.
they tried all day yesterday. They
Yeah.
can't get those buses started.
That's
so.
an issue.
It is.
Yes.
Thank you.
See you guys.
Coming up next, going the extra mile.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it was super long, but I just want to document this historical cold weather. Until next video, guys, I will see you soon. Remember, love is louder. Stay strong. And until next video, guys, I absolutely adore you guys, and I love you so much. And mwah! Until next video, guys, stay strong.